of summer song. They're a wonderful band. Think modern melancholy Beach Boys. They are right up my alley for songs I like to listen to, bands I like to listen to, so and so on. They're up there with like Jack Johnson, Taylor Swift's new album, lo-fi hip-hop beats to study and relax to, all equally accomplished bands. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Grubby Thomas. Hello, welcome back from the title card, I guess. Before we get started with this video, there's two things that I want to talk about. First, this video has already been filmed. It got deleted, a large part of it got deleted, so now we're refilming it to try and salvage all of the work that we had done so far. We don't want to make all that time that we wasted stay wasted time. We want to make it so that it becomes something, but hopefully we can make it as funny. The original video was pretty funny. This one I'm hoping to be even funnier. My little sister, as a suggestion on how to make it even funnier, told me to wear different hats for each scene. So I guess keep track of that. That'll be fun. At least Hattie. Second thing. This is not a traditional LifemadReviews video. I have a script right here that I'm reading off the very script as we very speak. Also, as you can see, it's much longer. We take our time and really review what we're looking at today. But who has all the time to do all that? Let's jump into it. Let's get going. So, first things first. Who is Grubby Thomas? What is Grubby Thomas? When is Grubby Thomas? Grubby Thomas is now, baby. Or whenever you get around to listening to it. That's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of music. Grubby Thomas is a band based out of North Adams-ish area, Massachusetts-ish area, United States-ish area. It's like, I don't know, you can look up where North Adams is. It's an uncle and nephew combo, Andy Racine and Joshua Valyers, who make music together. If you want to learn more about them, you can look up their Wikipedia or Spotify or something. I don't know. Google them. I don't have all the answers, but that's all you need. Is that they're a band? They made an album, and we're going to review it. Specifically, the debut album, MAAI, Music as an Interlude, is what the acronym is for. But it's labeled as MAAI, so you can call it MAI or MAAI, whichever you prefer. Well, with that being said, we know who Grubby Thomas is. We know what the band is. We've got like an hour left of the video. Good Lord. Let's just jump into it. Let's listen to Grubby Thomas. Let's listen to the first song on Grubby Thomas's debut album, Close Your Eyes. Here we go. Okay, so that was Close Your Eyes. Question: what is art? What even is art? There's a seagull on this hat, but I don't really think you guys can tell. Anyway, the reason I asked this question, what is art? Not to insult the artists, but to get a better understanding of what we are using, like building a rubric, so to speak, on how we're going to judge this pieces. It's an album, but there's multiple songs on it. So I guess that's my second question: is album or music or song the art? I don't know. This is all very confusing and new to me, so we're gonna call in an expert, so to speak. Uh, Here is my conversation with my expert that I call in. Take it away, Isaiah. Hello, Hannah. Thank you for joining me. Or would you prefer to go by something else?
No, Hannah's perfect.
Okay. So, Hannah, have you heard of Grubby Thomas?
I have.
What do you think of it?
I think that it is. It depends on the song, honestly. Some of the songs I really, really like. Some of the songs I think are not for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, do you have a definition of art?
I mean, I know that technically anything that brings out emotion is considered art or whatever. That's the technical definition. But I think that art. I think I would say anything that brings out emotion, but anything that takes some type of creativity when you're making. You're creating is what you're doing, and I think that's art to me.
Okay, that's a good answer. A different answer, James Turrell, says that art is a completed pass. You don't just throw it into the world, someone has to catch it. Do you agree with my favorite 21st century visual artist has to say?
I do somewhat. I think that I think art has more meaning when someone catches it, but I don't necessarily think that something has to be art. Something has to be seen in order to be art. Like if I made a painting and then I hung it up in my own house, it would still be art, even if nobody ever came over. But I guess then I would be the one catching it, maybe. But
do you think that it's worth more if it has more meaning?
Not necessarily. I think that especially because even if art is making meaning, but that meaning could be something different to different people. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Because art means different things to different people, do you think that we can truly complete a pass? Do you think we can truly understand someone else's meaning and expressions?
No.
No, so this pass is incompletable?
I think in its totality, yes, because you could paint something one way and be like, this is what I want it to be, or you could write something one way and to you it means this thing, but then your audience is receiving it and it's meaning something entirely different. That doesn't necessarily mean that the pass is incomplete. It just means that it's not thrown the way that you had wanted it to be thrown.
All right. So, if no one can truly understand or know my art, how does someone know me? How does someone love me?
I don't necessarily think that you have to be known entirely to be loved. I think you're worthy of love no matter what.
True that. I love Oreos, but I don't know how they're made.
You're
bad.
You said you love Oreos, but you don't know how they're made?
Yes.
I feel that way about a lot of things. Pepperoni.
Is the album or the song a piece of art? Is it like the album is the piece of art, or is it like the album is pieces of art? I guess this is kind of like the same question with pizza.
I think it's both. I think that individually as songs, they are art, pieces of art, but then in it, the album itself is also art, because that's, I think that's because you could listen to it all the way through and it might have a meaning, or you could listen to one song at a time, but each song has its own meaning.
Okay. I was going to ask you about 21 Pilots, but the moment has passed, so we'll save talking about 21 Pilots for another time.
Okay.
Do you have anything you'd like to add about this conversation?
Maybe. I think I always think about art. I had it written down somewhere, and I've had it written down for a really, really long time. Because
I know this is taken longer than I was hoping. I apologize for how long it took for us to sit down and have this interview.
No, I think it's really funny that you asked me about meaning and stuff like that, because probably like 2 years ago, I wrote down on a Post-it note, and I still have this Post-it note. It says, how much responsibility does the audience have for art interpretation? And then right underneath that, it says, if art is not seen, does it still have meaning? And so, I guess maybe these are questions that just will never fully be answered. And that's the art of it all.
Very true. I do appreciate your time, Hannah. I'm going to let you go now. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Hannah, for answering those questions. My takeaway from this is that I guess you can't really put art in a box unless it's a really big box. And that art means different things to different people. We all have our own boxes of art. So it's important just to keep that in mind when we go through and listen to the rest of these songs. So, let's get to the second song. Now that we're going to get to the second song, now that we know that we're basing our art, basing this off of our own opinions, basing it off of our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own backgrounds, whatnot. Next song is Wake and Sleep. Let's have a listen. Oh, guess I should have explained this during the first song. I don't know YouTube copyright laws, so I don't want to play you a song and risk it getting taken down, or risk me going to jail, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happens when you break the rules on the internet. So to be safe, you're going to listen to it on your own, and I'm going to listen to it here, and then we'll meet back together after the song is over. That's the solution I came up with. Or if you want, you can listen to all the songs and then you can come back. Or if you want, you can just not listen to the songs and take my word for it. But that's kind of like defeating the whole purpose of what we talked about earlier. Whatever. I'm not going to control you. You do whatever you want. You're in charge of your life. Okay. Wake and Sleep. Here we go. That was the song. Wake and Sleep. Based off the first two songs that we listened to, a common theme started to emerge of like horror, scary unnervingness. That's the feeling I'm getting in my heart. One time, when I was a kid, my cousin and my older sister and I went on a picnic with my grandparents up in the mountains in Utah. And then while my grandparents were setting up the picnic, my cousin and my older sister and I went on a little hike. My cousin thought it would be funny to steal my hat and throw it into a dead tree that had collapsed onto a living tree like this. So it was like a giant right angle. Or right triangle. Right angle triangle. I don't know, this isn't math class. Anyway, the hat was at the very top of the dead tree, so like right here. I don't want to lose my hat because it's like my favorite hat. I can start climbing the tree, the dead tree, walking up the dead, above the dead tree. What is the middle part of the tree called? Trunk? Is it trunk all the way up here? Trunk sounds like a bottom word. I don't know. I'm not a scientist either. Anyway, I walk up the trunk all the way up to the top. Get about halfway there. I get about like here, halfway there. My older sister and my cousin think it'd be funny to start throwing rocks at me. So I have to dodge rocks while I climb up the trunk and I guess continue trunk. I don't know. This feels weird. That doesn't feel right to me. I'm gonna have to look it up later. But I keep going up the trunk. And I get to the top, get my hat. As I'm grabbing my hat, I see a rock in the corner of my peripheral vision. I duck back to dodge the rock. The tree breaks from underneath me. I go down the tree and land on a stick. I also landed on my bum. So I landed on a stick on my bum. Anyway, the breaking branch and then the beginning of the fall, the very start of the fall, where it was like that fear is what I feel when I listen to that last most recent song. Terrifying. And that's the review of that song. Do I have anything else? Let's see. Gotta check my notes here. Oh, our next song is Zebra Teeth. Nothing else. We're gonna jump right into Zebra Teeth. So everyone get your music sticks or headphones. Put it in. Let's listen to Zebra Teeth. So that was Zebra Teeth, and wow, I actually loved this song. It's still terrifying and unnerving, scary, but in a more fun way than the last two songs were. This song was exciting at times. It felt like if you've ever gone to like an old amusement park and you go and ride this old rickety roller coaster where it's like made of wood, and you're like, how did they even do that? But you get on the roller coaster and it's like, and it feels like at any point the whole thing could fall apart. Which adds to the terrifying fear for your life. But still, you're on a roller coaster, so you're having a great time and you're having fun. That's what this song was like. Zebra Teeth is a rickety old roller coaster of a song. Check it out. Probably going to be my favorite song of the album. I've already listened to all of these songs several times, and I know for a fact that it's my favorite song of the album. I'm just playing up the illusion that I'm listening to each of these songs once. Also, you probably can't hear my whispering because the microphone is too far away. Anyway, next song is Lunt. Let's give Lunt a listen to. So that was Lunt. Lunt had the misfortune of going after Zebra Teeth, so it didn't connect with me the same way that Zebra Teeth did. Though I will say, One positive about Lent is it used the most terrifying sound 12-year-old me could ever imagine, which is a leaky bike tire. We're going to speed this up. We're going to jump to the next song. Next song is A Glimpse of Catbox 62. Here we go. Glimpse of Catbox 62. So that was Catbox 62. Also, really fast, before we get started, this hat looks like a normal baseball hat that says California on it, but really it's got flowers on the inside. Fun, but you can't really see it in the video. So I wanted to make sure everyone fully got the idea of what this is in case they wanted to buy it from me. I will sell any of the hats that I'm wearing for enough if the price is right. So if you want to buy one of my hats, let me know. Anyway, getting back to Catbox 62's review, I'm going to do another detour and talk about advertising. What advertisements are they putting on at Nick at Night at 3 a.m.? You'd think it'd be just like the normal videos, right? Well, here's my one conspiracy theory that I subscribe to. The one theory that I subscribe to is that they put different ads specifically knowing that you're not watching at 3 a.m. You're sleeping. Think about it. Who's watching Nick at Night at 3 a.m.? Nobody is. The only people that have Nick at Night on at 3 a.m. are people that fell asleep watching Nick at Night at 11 p.m. And I have proof. Everyone in the world, or maybe just the country, can relate to waking up in the middle of the night to the cowbell that starts off George Lopez. It's in everyone's brain. It's ingrained in their brains. When I just started doing the do whatever, you were already there. You were already like, I know what this is. Isn't that crazy that we all have that same link? All I'm saying is that I have to imagine that the goal of that one was to wake us up and be like, it's George Lopez time, baby. Other subliminal advertisements and subliminal videos do other things. They know that you can be more. They want you to stay asleep so that they can more properly subliminally advertise you. So I would not be surprised. I'm not going to check because that would mean I have to stay up past my bedtime. But I would not be surprised if you turn on the TV at 3 a.m. and it's all like, ooh, you will eat Pop-Tarts, ooh, or smoke, or, I don't know, be a chicken, whatever hypnotists and subliminal advertisers do. They're sick people. Anyway, that's what this song reminds me of. This song reminds me of like a video or an advertisement that would be played at 3 o'clock at Nick at Night. Oh, I have low power on my phone. Anyway, sorry about that. It reminds me of like a video or an advertisement that would be played at Nick at Night at 3 a.m. Purely meant to give you nightmares and make you a more anxiety-filled person. And then, after you're filled with anxiety, you buy more Pop-Tarts. It's all a conspiracy, man. They're out to get you. Don't fall asleep to Nick at Night. Next song up is actually going to be reviewed by somebody else. I got tired while filming these, so a couple of them also. LifemadReviews is not a one-person channel. It's a group of people, ideally. So we're going to pull in people, get them interviewing, give me a break so that I can sit down and be like, chill for a moment. So next song up is Heavy Sneeze, reviewed by Paula. Take it away, Paula.
Hello, Paula. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Happy to be here.
So, first, let's get this out of the way. Have you listened to Grubby Thomas yet?
I have not. I've been waiting for this specific occasion.
Oh, okay. Here, let me go ahead and play a little bit of Heavy Sneeze for you then. The song that you were reviewing. Are you ready?
Yes.
So that was Heavy Sneeze, Paula. What are your initial thoughts after just hearing it?
It's nothing less than I expected.
Okay.
It does sound like it could be a children's song, but the vibe is wrong.
So, a corrupted children's song?
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting that you say that. I find in the rest of the art, with the rest of the song, which I hope you listen to while you watch the video, I find that the overarching theme of Josh's videos, or of Josh's, or of Grubby Thomas's, I apologize, of Grubby Thomas's album is unnerving and sort of horror-y. So a corrupted children's song fits right in with that theme.
Yeah. It was the beginning was kind of what I expected because I knew that years ago the artist had been working with GarageBand. And it sounds like he has continued to do that. You know, using his resources. I love it. Um the the vocals. I don't know if it was because it was playing from your phone, but they were just weird. I liked it.
I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that it's the phone. Did you pick up on the political undertones of the song?
No, because for some reason I could hear the like background really well, but I couldn't understand the lyrics very well.
Okay, that's fair. We're going to say that that is due to the equipment that we have
Yeah.
available to us.
What are the political undertones though?
No idea.
Oh, okay. They're just there.
I know that when I interviewed half of Grubby Thomas, Josh Valyers, that he mentioned political undertones, but I'll be honest, I also haven't listened to this song a lot because I knew that you were reviewing it, so I was like, oh, I'll let Paula review that song. So I also have not listened to it enough to pick up on the undertones or study the lyrics enough to be able to understand the critiques that it's making.
Yeah. I think I'm behind. Who's the other half of Grubby Thomas?
Oh, that's Andy Racine.
Oh, word. Okay.
It's a duo based out of North Adams, Massachusetts-ish area.
I thought it was only Josh.
No. There's two parts. All right, perfect. After hearing this song, are you excited to hear the rest of the album?
I very much am.
All right.
And I have a long drive tomorrow, so I think I'll download it for that.
Sounds perfect. I hope you have a safe drive, and I think that that's all we have for today. Thank you.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Bye, Paula.
Bye.
Thank you for reviewing that song, Paula. And before you ask, yes, every hat in this video is owned by me. I don't remember buying this hat, but it's been in my possession for several years now, and I wear it to the beach sometimes. Anyway, here's the next song. Varmints. Let's all listen to Varmints. Varmints is certainly the grimiest song, the grungiest song on the album so far. I feel like if I saw like a raccoon rat or some sort of varmint walking around to this song, I feel like it would make sense. I feel like it's a proper theme song for a trash animal. Sorry, I feel bad calling a raccoon a trash animal, but I take that back. They're a wonderful animal. They just happen to eat from the garbage. God, that song makes me feel like I need to clean out underneath my fingernails, like wash under my fingernails. Let's go to the next song. Next song up is Jankum. Let's listen to Jankum. Here we go. Jankum feels like if you were playing an old Nintendo 64 game of Earthworm Jim and you had a level where you were like inside of something else that was like alive, which sounds gross, but like I know there's some video game levels. That's something else. Is along with horror, terrifying, eerie, unnerving feelings that it's giving me, this album is also reminding me of video game music at times. And most heavy-handedly in this song, where, like I said, it feels like an Earthworm Jim level where you're inside of a human body. And you have to or not necessarily, but inside like a body. And you have to get out or something. I don't know. I don't know how to play Earthworm Jim. I never played Earthworm Jim as a kid. It just feels right. It just feels correct. I'm just saying what my heart speaks. Anyway, next song is Love Incarnate. Let's listen to Love Incarnate. Oh, and this hat has dice on the top of the brim, but I don't know if you've met me. I'm pretty tall, so no one gets to see the dice. But there's dice up here. There's dice on the top of the brim. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting back on track. Love Incarnate. Here we go. When I said you could buy any hat, I lied. You cannot buy this one. Though I don't know if you're supposed to wear it like this, like a taco pirate, or like a taco mohawk. Either way, this is my taco hat. No one's allowed to have this one but me. Back to the song, Love Incarnate. This song really spoke to me. Love Incarnate is a song that it feels like you're traveling through the stars. You're going to unknown territory. It's a little unsettling, unnerving at times, but becomes so good, so great. And I feel like this song is actually a metaphor for your first love. You know, I'm going to turn this sideways because I keep bumping it on my backrest. It's your first love because first time you fall in love, it's scary, it's unnerving, you're uncomfortable, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, you don't know how to hold their hand. Why is it so sweaty all the time? Just life in general, not your hand, not their hand. But as you continue to date that person, you experience joy and happiness and feelings that you've never felt before, of love and whatever, I don't know. You've all been in love before, right? How old is my audience? Anyway. As you continue listening to the song, though, you start to feel the flip side of that, which is your first loss. The first loss of your relationship. Like your first breakup. I don't know why I described it like that. Your first loss. So this song takes you on the story of falling in love, and and then falling out of love. The falling in love, you're like I mentioned before, you're traveling through the stars. It feels amazing. It's great. You love it. When you hit the end of the song, it becomes so sinister and painful and hard to listen to. It'll make you want to cry. And it almost got me. And I'm a pretty easy crier, but not when it comes to music. This song really is like a sister song with the next song, Starling, the heartbreak song, because this song is you falling in love, falling out of love, breaking up the first time, and then when you're broken up at that breakup, that's where Starling comes in, the heartbreak song. I know I didn't even put it in my ears yet, but I already know because I've already listened to it before. This is just how it goes. Like I'm combining these two songs together because you can't listen to them separately. You have to listen to both of them at the same time. I demand it. I require it. It is required reading for this class. Starling, the heartbreak song, really embodies and embraces, encumbers the more E words. It embodies the emptiness and loneliness that you feel when you're alone. Once I started listening to the heartbreak song, you got about like maybe halfway through, and that's when I did start crying. These two songs together, they will take a lot out of you if you listen to them and truly connect with them the way that I did. After talking about these songs and looking back on them again, I'm going to need another break. So, the next song is Cielo, and it will be reviewed by Deanna. Deanna, take it away.
Wait,
So you're
should
gonna
I
make-
not be here?
You can be here if you want to be.
Okay, I'll be here. It's fine.
Okay. Hello, Deanna, and I guess Mel.
Hello.
Hi.
First, what is your thoughts on the Grubby Thomas album?
Did you also want to answer? Or no?
Oh no, I
Okay, Grubby Thomas's album, I think it's its own type of genre in a good way. I think that there's a lot of tracks on there that are very interesting, but they're really fun to listen to and to dance to. And I think that Grubby Thomas is the next up and coming artist.
wow.
Okay. Do you have a favorite song, Deanna?
Yeah, my favorite song is Sea Ilo.
Why is that your favorite song?
It's a great question. I think that's my favorite song because there's a lot of different wonky beats in it, and I can tell you that I can't fully understand all the lyrics except for the Sea Ilo lyric, but that is my favorite lyric, and the beat's very catchy.
Oh. So are you more of like a Jay-Z, or are you more like a Kendrick? What do you...
Like Jay-Z.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do agree that the beat is catchy. I will give it that.
Mel, if you could please not interrupt the interview.
Sorry.
I thought you were supposed to be a statue.
Oh.
I don't mean to be rude to Mel. For the purposes of explaining to my audience, this is just not Mel's interview, so they don't get to talk.
Okay. Like I should change this.
I'm just kidding, Mel. I'm glad to hear that you like the beat, beat is pretty cool.
It's funky.
It's a funky beat, apparently, according to Deanna, Crazy Cat Lady.
That's my name, by the way.
So, do you have anything else to say?
Can't wait for album number 2.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you, Deanna. And if anyone wants this hat's like cheaper than the rest of the hats because it's literally too small for my head now. I have to wear it like this. So, again, if anyone wants a hat, just reach out. You can reach out in the comments and I'll sell you a hat. It'll be like you're owning a part of the video. Anyway, next song up is Behind the Tall Grass. Here we go. So Behind the Tall Grass, it did not really speak to me, didn't really connect with me on any way. It definitely feels like in the song while listening to it, like you're in a safari. And there is something behind the tall grass. You hope it stays there. It does not come out from behind the tall grass. It accomplishes its goal. Good job, song. At least I assume that's its goal, based off the title. We're going to move to the next song because, again, this one just didn't speak with me. So, next up is, going back to YouTube, yeah, we're going to make a quick sidebar here. I don't know if I can say the name of this song. So, we're just going to call it the Bobby song. Let's all listen to the Bobby song. Look it up. It's on the album. Find the album. Go down. You'll find it after Behind the Tall Grass. You'll know what I'm talking about once you see the song. So, here we go. The Bobby song. The Bobby song. God, I hope the Bobby song is not about a real person because this could be very easily construed as insensitive. Though I will say, who knows, maybe the Bobby song, like, it's hard to say because death, which plays a prominent part of the song, if you listen to the song, death is a very funny thing sometimes, morbidly funny. Some people use humor to deal with the grief. Some people use humor when it comes to death to try and lighten the mood, so to speak. It's very often, not very often, but it's sometimes mixed with it too. Mixed into a tragic cocktail, we'll call it. Very sad, very sorry for Bobby and his family, or their family. Let's move to the next song. Next song is Kirk Carlo. Here we go. Pour one out for Bobby. But next song up is Kirk. I don't know if wig counts as hat. This wig is kind of like a hat. It's not a very expensive wig, so no one probably wants this hat. Anyway, Kirk Carlo. If the last song was going to get Grubby Thomas canceled in social media terms, then this song would bring them back in their good reasons. This song is about is like an anti-bullying PSA. This is a scratchy. Oh my gosh. Here's what I have written down for it. It's a character-driven song, much like the works of artists like Johnny Cash, Bon Jovi, and Billy Joel. Kurt is a song that strikes at the heart of the bullying epidemic that took place in the United States. Took place in the Untied States high school since their inception. As you can see, our script is like a very rare, like why we use in our script. Anyway. Kurt Carlo tells the story of a guy with one eye who you don't want to make fun of. Don't hurt his feelings. Don't hurt Kurt Carlo's feelings. Because Kurt Carlo, even though they are different than someone with two eyes, are still worthy of love. They're still a great person. Hopefully a great person. I don't know. They still have no qualities making them a bad person or a negative person based off the description from the song. So, if we had a cosmic bar, here was the middle, and this way goes bad, this way is good, and we went bad for Bobby song, but we're back for Kurt Carlo. Here's the next song. Oh gosh, I hate this one because the name of this song is a little bit of a tongue twister. Next song is More Meat Clocks Clock More Meat. Got it on the first try, baby. Here we go. More Meat Clocks Clock More Meat is a song that reminds me of chicken nuggets in the worst way possible. I hate to think about where my food comes from because I know it's all very sad and icky and frankly a little evil. But what are we gonna do? I'm just a little guy. I'm just a one little guy that can't do it. Can't make it all better on his own. Anyway. Also, I feel like I should go back a little bit. Going back here. Kurt Carlo, there's a bunch of words in that song that I don't understand. So if those words flip the message around to where we are supposed to bully Kurt Carlo, then obviously that bar that I drew earlier in my mind, put it back over here. For more negative karma points. I'm hopeful that Kurt Carlo is an anti-bullying PSA, but who knows? Maybe it's pro-bullying. You decide. You figure it out. Again, that's what we're here to do. Anyway, next song up is Basketball. I've not played basketball in a few years competitively, so a bit rusty on it. Luckily, I've got a basketball expert up my sleeve. He's not on it. It's also not up it. That's a weird metaphor. Anyway, here's Brian. Brian, take it away. Thank you for joining me today, Brian. Can you go ahead and tell me a little bit about how your thoughts are on the Grubby Thomas album?
I'm sorry, Isaiah. I'm doing really bad today. I had another dream. You know what, right? You know what I dreamed about?
No. What did you dream about?
It was Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics, they let go of the rope, Isaiah.
I see.
I can't get over it.
I see.
It's consuming my soul.
I'm sorry to hear that. Getting back to the album, what is your favorite part of the song Basketball?
Oh my God! I just gave it up, Isaiah.
No, I know
They played the whole season and then they just fucking shit their pants on the court. Okay. They just dropped the fucking ball.
Brian, please refrain from using too much foul language.
I'm sorry, Isaiah, but it hurts. I'll try not to.
I appreciate that. Now, I understand that it's a painful memory for you, but getting back on topic, how how would you say this song fits with the rest of the album?
Well, you see, it's called basketball, right? So that's like my hopes and dreams. And then when the Celtics lost, it's like they took my hopes and dreams and they threw it on the ground and they stomped on it a bunch and they kicked it and then they took it and they threw it as far as they could. So that's really how it makes me feel, I think, if I had to just describe it in words. Because, you know, I give everything to the Celtics, you know? And for them to just give up on the court like that, it's just brutal. And I still, it's been so long, and I can't get over it. I can't get it out of my mind, the picture. The images that I saw will haunt me for the rest of my days.
That is Brian's review of the song Basketball. Thank you very much for your time, Brian.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Thank you, Brian. Also, I didn't switch hats because I'm going straight to another one. This is a very short intermission. Thank you, Brian. That was really something. Next guest reviewer is Hannah. Hannah, take the next song away. It's Peas in the Toilet. Here we go. All right, welcome back, Hannah. So, have you listened to the song Peas in the Toilet?
I have.
What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are that it fits exactly what I would expect from the album based on what I knew of the album before it even happened.
What did you know of the album before it happened?
So I was told that it is music that's supposed to be more oriented towards acid trips and inducing a bad acid trip. So I would definitely call the music experimental, and that's exactly what this song sounds like. It honestly reminds me of, you know, the thumbs in Spy Kids,
Yes.
the hands
Yes.
dudes. So that song and they're like all all over the screen and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about.
That as soon as the song starts, as soon as Peas in the Toilet starts, I'm immediately thinking about that. And I know for a fact that if I were going to trip on acid, that song would make me think of that scene.
Well, I will say, having listened to that song, I would be terrified to listen to that song under any sort of influence.
I think it would absolutely induce a bad acid trip. So I think that Grubby Thomas definitely accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
So do you think that makes Grubby Thomas like an anti-drug PSA, or do you think that Grubby Thomas is saying that bad acid trips are fun? Which do you think from the artists, from the band's, what do you think the band's goal is here? Or maybe neither. Maybe it was just for funsies.
I think it might just be for funsies, because I remember when I was told that it was meant to induce a bad acid trip, I said, why? And I think that the answer I got was, I don't know, but I'm not like, I don't remember exactly the answer that I got, but I remember it wasn't really like, it wasn't supposed to be like, because bad acid trips are fun, or it wasn't anti-drug. It definitely wasn't anti-drug. But yeah, I think that's why I would just call it experimental.
Very fun, very fun. Do you have any other comments about the song or anything about life? How's life going for you?
Life is okay. I'm happy that a year started over. I think that I'm ready to leave December behind.
Very fair, very fair. All right, well, I have nothing else for you, so I will again let you get back to your day.
Wonderful.
Okay. Goodbye, Hannah.
Thank you. It was good to see you. Goodbye. Thank you,
Hannah. Next song up is Cat Sounds Next song up is Nice Cat Sounds and Nice Cat Noises. Now, I realized that I had a cat expert up here. Arguably two, because Hannah has cats as well, as you saw. Probably should have saved at least one of them for this song. But, what are you going to do? Hindsight's 2020. We're 2024 now. Anyway, that joke doesn't even make sense. Anyway, let's just jump into the song. Nice Cat Sounds and Nice Cat Noises. Here we go. I don't know if you can tell. This is supposed to be Thor's helmet. It looks like a turkey from this angle, though. God, it's also stabbing into my eyeballs. Nice Cat Sounds and Nice Cat Noises did not seem to have any cat noises or sounds in it, though it did have running water, which made me need to wee-wee. Which I also think makes it powerful art, because it moved me to the bathroom. I'm so sorry for the potty humor. I'm surprised we didn't make any jokes, potty humor jokes earlier when one of the songs was called Peas in the Toilet. I guess we saved it for this one also. We just saved I saved the jokes when I should have used the jokes earlier, and I didn't save the guests when I should have saved the guests earlier. This very song is an indictment on how I am a bad YouTuber, but a great hat salesman. Here's the next song. Can't Run Forever. Next song is Can't Run Forever. Here we go. We're running out of songs. Can't Run Forever. Can't Run Forever has more cat noises than the previous song. It also has hand boning, like in that SpongeBob movie, or that one episode of Regular Show. This is not a review of the song, but merely a statement of facts, which, in a way, is my review. This song left me with feeling nothing personal. It's a bit of a letdown this late in the album, but not every song is going to be a banger. Not every song connects with every person. Maybe this song connected with you and you're crying over it right now. That's what I hope. I hope you're crying. I hope you're a crying little baby. Anyway, we have one song left. And that song is Exiting Lund. Let's listen to Exiting Lund. Exiting Lund makes me feel uncomfortable. Like I'm stuck on a crowded subway and I can't quite understand where I'm going because the speaker is like all messed up. So I'm just stuck on this crowded subway and I'm just going. Now here's something weird. I've never been stuck on a crowded subway and I've always known where I was going when I was on that subway. So this song has done something that I think is quite terrifying now that I think about it. This song has created an emotion in me, has created a feeling, has created a scenario in my mind that did not previously exist. I have never experienced this, yet it has created this experience for me. I now feel as though I have done it, lived through it. I'm terrified that art and music has the power to do something like that. I miss when the songs were just scary. This song is terrifying for that very reason. But that was the last song. So let's sit down, decompress, finalize our thoughts on the album, and then I've got a special surprise. Here we go. Now, I thought the album on a whole was pretty good. most of the songs made me feel some sort of way, which I think is an important aspect for a song to do. I connected with most of the songs. I'm not going to connect with every song on the album. That would be hard to expect for an album. Very few albums do I feel that way. Not even some of my favorite albums of my music life of all time do I connect with every song on that album. I will say I'm very proud of Grubby Thomas for what they accomplished. They've put this album out into the world. Sorry about that. They put this album out into the world and let the world judge them, which is very scary, very hard to do. I commend anyone who takes the risk of making art. Let me check and make sure there's nothing else I missed. I do want to comment also that some of the songs are a little bit more subtle than others. Like almost as if you've got a lemon in your water kind of subtlety, you know. But yeah, no, I'm proud of Josh and Andy. Great work, you two. I'm excited to see how far you guys go. They've already released another album and some more singles. Check them out. And I'll see where you guys go from there. Good luck. Now, for one final treat, one final way to end this video, here's a review, or not a review, here's an interview with half of Grubby Thomas, Joshua Valyers. Take it away, Josh.
So are you ready to get started on the interview?
I'm ready to get started on the interview.
All right, do you have any questions for me?
Nope. I assume you have questions for me, though.
Yes. Okay, are you ready? Okay, I already asked if you're ready. We're going to go ahead and get started.
All right.
So, I want to go ahead and thank half of Grubby Thomas for being here. Joshua Valyers. I have to say, I feel like I've grown to know you in a different sense after listening to all of your songs so many times in a row to be prepared for this video. I have to ask, starting out, what was your inspiration for this album? What made you decide to make this album?
Well, thanks, Isaiah. I appreciate you having me on here. This is a great opportunity to talk about it. No, it really, I think over the summer, I really had this idea of, I was listening to maybe Tool or some other, I'm not sure what band I was listening to, but I noticed the interludes in the song and how they're kind of interspersed, and the music is kind of what carries the album forward. And I was just thinking to myself, what if it was inverted? What if music was few and far between in the album, and there was some what if the interludes were the driving force? And so I kind of had this idea already. The introducing song in the album, Close Your Eyes, it kind of takes you, almost on this like multiversal experience almost, where, I mean, if you listen to the song, the evil wizard Kremlin puts the spell on Paul Nocturne and, makes him view more than 1,000 worlds rather. And so I kind of took this concept of, music as an interlude to its logical extreme, and made the most absurd songs that I could, with the help of my uncle Andy Racine. We both, we had a really good time making the album, and we really wanted to kind of drive that point home, music as an interlude. What would that mean? And it begs the question of what is music, as a whole. I'm not a trained music theorist by any means, but having music as an interlude, as the album title, really begs the question of, there's let's just say a song like Catbot 62, where it's more of a sketch than anything else. Can that be considered music? I personally don't think so. But, then you get to a song, a minute-long song like, what's another good example? Varmints. Varmints is hard to listen to. I love it. Love it dearly. But it's one of those songs, too, where it's like, is that music? And I'm hard-pressed to say yes. So it kind of it invites debate a little bit, on what the nature of music is and what the nature of an interlude in music is. And so that's kind of what I wanted to show throughout the album.
That's awesome. That's awesome work, Josh. I really enjoyed it. Personally, my favorite song is Zebra Teeth. I put it on my like songs on Spotify. Every once in a while, it comes on in the car, and I actually am just like dancing along to it. Which I don't know if that's the intended purpose of the song. I don't know. I obviously haven't seen the review for it yet, but basically, I describe it as riding a rickety old roller coaster. You're gonna be scared, terrified, but you're still having a great time while you're doing it.
Well, I like that you dance to it because I dance to More Meat Clock Meat More all the time, and that I think is a really odd one to dance to. And I want to find somebody to dance with me to that song. So.
Do you have a favorite song on this album, or are they all just your precious babies?
They're not all my precious babies, and some songs.
Don't let
like
some
Kurt
of them hear that.
Well, Kurt Carlo is one that I've listened to far too many times. As much as I love it, I still can listen to that one. I listen to that one probably once a week. I don't really know the time frame, but fewer than some of the other songs that I listen to. I find myself the songs I listen to the most on this album, probably C.I.L.O., Varmints, and Heavy Sneeze. But C.I.L.O. is my baby. It just happened one day over the course of 1 hour. I'm amazed. It was 1 hour that I wrote that song. It just all kind of clicked. I had this idea, and as it was developing, I just kept making more noises, and the noises started to match up with the other noises, and here we are, C.I.L.O.
Awesome. Well, C.I.L.O. is a great one. Deanna takes a very interesting approach to talking about it. I'm excited for you to hear the thoughts behind it. What was your how would you describe your meaning behind the broader album?
In what sense do you mean?
So, what were you hoping for listeners to gain from listening to this album?
I think there is still that philosophical aspect, of what is music, but I also think I've always been an entertainer deep down. I always like to, whether people are getting anything out of it or not. I think there's unintended consequences in that sense. You don't have to get anything out of this album, but if you do, then we did our job too. One song that stands out in particular in that sense is "Peas in the Toilet." "Peas in the Toilet." I find that song very grating over time. That's actually one of the songs I listen to a lot less now. But I think it's one of the more insightful songs on the nature of music on that album. It's one of those songs that's, as much as I love pop music, it's also an attack on sensational pop music. Talking in nonsense words about disgusting toilet humor, but the standout line in the song is during the breakdown, where it's, a little bit of debt, money in the vest, ha 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 ha, kind of laughing at, pop music as a whole. I think that song is emblematic of, the approach that we take on the album at different points, where we're making an entertaining and sometimes disgusting, sometimes scary, sometimes we're Grubby Thomas. We act grubby, it's going to be sad, it's going to be funny, it's going to be gross, it's going to be scary, but at the end of it all, it's meant to be entertaining with philosophy coming not second. It's really, again, it's up to the viewer to determine, but I like to think about it as I listen to it, but a lot of the times when we make it and then listen to it back the first time, think Varmints. Varmints, to me, doesn't have a whole lot of meaning. It was just a great time to write. Or the Drive-By Shooting of Bobby Ulrich. That was actually the first song that we wrote for the album. It was way back before we even knew that we were writing music together. We came back from the bar drunk one night, and I showed him some of my stuff. Zebra Teeth was already in the works at that point, a couple others, and he just wanted to make a song. And so me and Andy, I think up until 3 a.m. we just made the weirdest song about somebody getting shot in a moving car that we could, and the rest is history from there. That song is really the initiating point in Grubby Thomas, and I from that point forward I think we've just been writing music. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about the drive-by shooting. I have a question for you.
Yep.
Obviously, there's no one else in this interview for me to ask a question to. But question: do you prefer people to collect their own meaning from this, or do you prefer for them to get the scary, grubby, exciting, funny, mixed with philosophical thoughts? What do you prefer people get out of this?
I want people to take what they want to take out of it. If they want to listen to it, on surface value, that's awesome. We did our job, even if they listen to it. I just to have somebody listen to it, that means a lot to me that they'd even do so. Because some of it's very hard to listen to. But I think at the end of it, I do invite debate on it. I invite really thinking about the aspects of the songs that people like and really are debatable. A song like Heavy Sneeze, that was one of those last minute songs on the album, but it was also probably one of the more thought-provoking ones. It's a very revolutionary song, and I don't mean with any like real revolutionary standpoints. There's obvious politics in the mix in the song, but it's not really any it also doesn't really mean much of anything either. It's more I'm thinking in terms of the Beatles' Revolution 9, how John Lennon wanted to paint sounds of revolution like with a sound collage. This is more music, but it's also more of an arbitrary idea based on the lyrics that are presented and the sounds that we create. And so I think that was kind of the idea of the song, Heavy Sneeze, and some of the other songs too. If people really want to take meaning out of it, I invite them to. It's chock full of meaning. And people, for a lot of it, we have more music coming out soon, but I'm not going to tell anybody how to think about the music that we create. The music that we do create, once it's out there, it's up to the viewers how they want to determine it. And I think once it hits the stores, it's over for me deciding what it means. It's up to them to decide what it means.
Awesome. So you're more of a art is decided, or the meaning of art is taken in by the viewer as opposed to the painter, or
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the painter is probably, it's not the most integral part. It's the initiating part that's important. They're the ones that create the work, and then the viewers are the real. They're the determining factor on whether that art is successful, and in determining their success, they decide its meaning.
Awesome. Now, more of a personal question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be remembered for this?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to. I'm not, as far as do I, am I expecting good things to come out of it? Maybe. I think that, we have a good thing going right now, and we have a lot of connections that we're trying to work with right now to get our music off the ground and really, start a marketing push. But whether I'm remembered for it or not, Van Gogh wasn't, I'm not comparing myself to Van Gogh, but Van Gogh wasn't remembered until after his death, because of his brother promoting his artwork. So I think at the end of it, if 100 years from now somebody discovers our music, that'd be awesome. It'd be nice to be remembered for it, but I'm also just kind of doing it for the fun of it. We like to create the art of the album. I'm not really worried about it, but it would be cool.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you today, Josh. My little sister has a question for you. She's not in the room right now, but she wanted me to ask. Are you okay after that milk video we filmed?
Oh, what I died in that video, right?
You did die in that video.
Oh, no, I'm not okay, actually. I'm dead.
You're dead? This whole
I'm
interview has
dead,
been
yeah.
with a ghost.
Yeah, actually, ever since that moment, I've been dead. So, yeah, no, I haven't been okay since.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I'll let her know.
All right, cool.
All right, thank you, Josh. Do you have any
Absolutely.
parting words?
So we have a new album coming out. It will be on November 7th. November 14th. We had to push it out a week. Just working with Spotify and whatnot to get it out. So November 14th is the release date for the new album, MAI, or My rather, The Ponderance. And we have a new music video coming out, I believe, this Saturday, for It's Salentide, which is in advance of the new album coming out. So stay tuned. It will be fun and weird.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it.
All right. Thanks, Isaiah.
Thank you, Josh.
Bye.